This is Esther MARR with bloodhorse.com. Today we're out here at Three Chimneys Farm near Midway, Kentucky, where we're going to be talking with Jen ROYTZ, who's the marketing manager out here, about Smarty Jones, who was the 2004 Kentucky Derby winner. He overcame huge odds to win that year's Derby. He sustained a skull fracture as a 2-year-old in a schooling incident, and he overcame that odd to win the Derby the next year, and also the Preakness by a record 11.5 lengths. And he's also one of the only 2 Pennsylvania-breds to win the Derby. He was retired at the end of that year due to chronic bruising. However, he has stood here at Three Chimneys ever since. So let's go talk to Jen ROYTZ and find out more about Smarty Jones.
Smarty obviously kind of ended up being America's horse. He started from humble beginnings, and his story just captivated the country. Smarty is obviously one of the richest horses in America to date, and he did that by obviously winning the Derby like everyone knows, but he got a $5 million bonus for races leading up to the Derby. He was an Arkansas Derby winner, he was a Rebel Stakes winner, and beyond that he won every other race he ran in except for the Belmont, in which he finished second. And because his owners were just the kind of people that you want to like, they had a great story and they loved being able to do whatever they could for the fans and just really loved the whole sport of racing and the fans. It really made him a horse that everyone could get on board with. So by the time he got to the Kentucky Derby and won it with the kind of story he had a huge following around the country. And we get probably 25,000 people a year coming to see our stallions, and the majority of them are here to see Smarty Jones. And he's great with cameras and great with the crowd, so we get to take him out all the time for the fans to see him. And they just get as excited about him now as they did when he was in the Kentucky Derby. And he looks just as good now as when he ran. We've got everyone from little kids who are 5 and 6 years old who send him birthday cards and color pictures of him that we keep in our visitor center for everyone to see, to people who are 80 years old and older who loved watching him on TV and they just really wanted to see him in person before they passed on. Smarty Jones foals are great. Surprisingly, his foals are bigger than people are expecting. He's got the elusive quality bloodline, and I think size-wise they're resembling that a lot, which is great because elusive quality is an outstanding individual. They look like Smarty from like the head perspective, and they're very well put together and balanced. And we've had a bunch of winners in the last few months who are winning first time out or romping by 5, 6, even 7 lengths. And he's got 2 graded stakes performers. He's got Be Smart, who was grade 1 stakes placed at Keeneland this past fall, and just got another grade stakes performer, Smart Coco, who is a 3-year-old filly over in Ireland. Smarty, along with all the other Three Chimneys stallions, gets a lot of time outside. We try to keep our horses outside as much as possible because they're happiest out there. He, during the breeding season, will go to the breeding shed 2 times a day. If it's a busy day, he might go 3 times, but we try to limit it to 2, and we limit his book to 110 mares a year. He comes in every morning, gets a bath, gets fed, gets pampered, and gets groomed and whatnot, and then goes outside for a while unless he has a breeding appointment that day, in which he'll stay inside and do his job, and he'll have fans coming in to visit him every day right around 1 o'clock, and so we make sure that he looks good for them as well. And then as soon as he's done with his second breeding appointment of the day, we try to turn him out, weather permitting, let him stay out there all night as long as it's a mild temperature. He definitely has a lot of personality. You can tell he's an intelligent horse because he knows his things. He keeps an eye on what's going on around him and is very aware of his surroundings at all times, but at the same time he keeps a cool head. Having as many people here as we do all the time, seeing him, a lot of times fans don't know what to do around horses if they're not accustomed to being around horses every day. He just kind of takes everything in stride and is very calm about everything. If we turn him out and he knows there's a camera on him, he'll do the obligatory romp around the paddock and do a nice slow gallop around the paddock so everyone can get pictures, and then inevitably every time he will stop and pose for the cameras in the middle of his paddock. So he knows what the cameras and the people are here for, and it's for him, and he definitely plays up to the cameras.